Phone.
Hey guys, we're heading out on the LARC today. I thought we'd go live and
Seems to be working.
show you. Got
So
Steve.
So we've got a 300
Phil.
horsepower V8 Cummins down the back there.
They're all over there. I'll show you around.
And according to Cummins technicians, this engine is antique. Serious, it is. It's antique engine. And we don't do monster trucking or monster boating. None of you guys own this, do you? Like, is that considerate? Do you think that makes sense, parking a driveway like that? It'd be good, I think, maybe just get the forklift and turn his trailer upside down. See if he notices. Didn't notice the driveway. Alright, so we are about to drive onto the road. This machine is registered, in fact, to drive onto the road. And part of that is a stipulation that we must have all-round flashing lights. Of course, that's so motorists can see us. The big pink V8 amphibian, right? I wonder where it is.
Got the car over there.
So here we are. So we have the registration to drive from there to here. That's it. We have arrived.
Ask the maniac if he can swim. Can you swim, maniac?
And I will go so far as to say, don't try this in your family car.
I'll just hold on to maniac.
You got a maniac back there?
Yeah, Phil the maniac.
Phil the maniac.
Phil the maniac, right. I'll keep that in mind. Good morning. The thing with it is that your family car, it will actually drive into the water with ease. Then you'll have that sinking feeling right about where the pelicans are. Oh, Bretto's got to be around somewhere. There's his noosa cat. Yep, we're going to do this straight up into the wildlife too, folks. Look at that. Giant sea chickens. What are they?
Pelicans.
They're pelicans. Pelicans are great. They're big. In fact, they are the largest of the flying birds in Australia. The Aussie pelican, it's also the largest pelican in the world. They're great. And in the water, a group of pelicans like that's called a flotilla. If they were to take to the sky, they're a squadron. On the sandbar, they call them a troop of pelicans. I love group names.
Buck says they can flip real as well.
Right? Keep your eye out, looking out for wildlife. We do see the dolphins right here in the creek, so you just never know where it's going to turn up. And that's the beauty of this beautiful little town and our surrounds, is that it is still a wild place. Nature's still going on. It hasn't been bumped off the face of the planet or interrupted greatly. We can still go and see things just going about their natural way, which is awesome. So as we go this afternoon,
put a lure out the back.
This afternoon, keep a lookout.
Throw the maniac
See
in
what
there.
we can encounter. In the meantime, I'll give you a rolling commentary on a whole variety of things, including Cook's Landing. And to kick things off, the name of this lark. Did anyone take any notice of the name of this lark? Dr. Daniel Solander. Yes, it was. And of course, Dr. Daniel Solander, he was on board.
Yeah, it's a great day, Buck. Really good day at the minute.
Banks, and they were on board the Endeavour, weren't they? When they came here with Lieutenant James Cook, the captain of the Endeavour. And that was back in, what year was it, kids? When did James Cook came here? 1770. Fancy that. It's the same name as the town. Yes, it was 1770. The pelicans are going to cop a little wave.
Gonna give the maniac a drive, apparently.
So keep a lookout for the pelicans.
Buck says, give the maniac a drive.
Often in they get hooks in them. You know, they see fishermen with their fish and go, my fish. And there has been some pretty nasty injuries to the pelicans of late. We've been trying to catch them, but hasn't been that easy. Righto. So, here in the town of 1770, Cookie arrived, and it was, yes, back in 1770, but it was about halfway through their voyage. So their voyage essentially started off in England, didn't it? And they were told, go to Tahiti. Okay. Now the purpose of going to Tahiti was to observe for the Royal Society the transit of Venus across the face of the sun. So to them, the scientists and the Royal Society back in those days, it was really important to get this observation. People were sent all over the planet to get it, and it was basically a measurement of time it took for the planet to cross the face of the sun. A little bit underwhelming. It happens every 116 years, so that means waiting for the years to tick down to do it. Some people ventured out and died trying to get to their destination to observe it. Others got to their destination after nearly dying and, well, they had a cloudy day. And of course Cookie was rocked up there, Tahiti, top of the mountain, got a perfect view of it, perfect timing with their chronometer, the clocks. And,
You cracked me up, Buck.
Have a look here, we've got a pelican working in symbiosis with some little black cormorants. Can you see the little black cormorants ducking and diving underwater? The pelicans are in on the action. So what happens is the little fish, when they're threatened by the cormorants, will go into a bait ball. The bait ball concentration helps them avoid the single attackers underwater, giving them safety in numbers. But safety in numbers only goes so far until you get attacked by a pelican, when it makes for the pelican easier hunting to hit a bait ball rather than the individual fish. But then of course little black cormorants benefit because the bait ball gets exploded by the attacking pelican. So these birds keep an eye on each other, they work together. It is symbiosis, a mutually beneficial relationship. Now have a look at those little black cormorants there. You notice they go underwater for quite some time, popping up. Then you also will notice that they don't float on the surface like a duck. That's because they're saturated. They don't have the oil gland at the base of their tail to oil their feathers. They can actually compress all of the air out of their feathers, making them have greater hydrodynamic capabilities. So it's a little flock. Sometimes we'll see them in hundreds. There are hundreds of those little black cormorants. Once upon a time though, we didn't call them cormorants, did we? We called them shags. Don't call them shags anymore though, because apparently that means something else nowadays. Cormorants, pine, little blacks, greater. There's a whole range of different cormorant species. Okay, so I'll get back to Cook's story. And literally, they took the measurement of time. When they got back to England, they gave that measurement to a French mathematician. And he was able to calculate the distance of the Earth, and he was accurate to within about 1,000 k's. Which is pretty clever when you think of a man and his pencil.
All right, guys, we'll go off now.
Right, so,
we'll talk to you a little bit later on, hey?
So once they concluded their investigations at Tahiti,